was very happy that Zumtobel asked me this year to design their 30th issue of their annual report. Light is such an important part for, as a photographer, such a building block for photography, of course. And to think about light for an annual report in a different way was something I really wanted to dive into. I used this opportunity to ask Francis, a good friend for many years, and we traveled to many different places in Africa together, to come with me and visit a couple of the traditional vernacular sites in Burkina Faso, a place which he knows intimately.
Vernacular lighting need to be seen as looking to the way how people in countries with no signs, university signs, have been able to use the light given by sun just to illuminate the inside of the inhabitation, or to reduce and filter the light and let it so enter through the building that it just fit to a need.
These 3 places we visited were for a long time on my list. Kéré is this incredible village in the south of Burkina Faso with beautifully decorated houses where people still live. But these houses are pitch black from the inside, where you live in an exterior where the sun kind of burns all day long. And so to really play with this contrast, these interiors, these exteriors, and how light plays a role, how light still enters these buildings at some specific points, was really a theme we looked into. So the second place we visited is Bobo-Dioulasso, and the second largest city in Burkina Faso, and it has this incredible mosque, hundreds of years old, and again one of these places where the exterior, the sunlight, the exterior of the building is purely white. Once you enter, at first you step into almost pitch black space, and slowly your eyes start to depth. You start to see the rhythm of the columns, the space, and how the space kind of unfolds. And the third chapter of the book are a look at these different villages, kind of normal villages in Burkina Faso. One of them, Gando, where Francis was born, and which Francis knows intimately.
What we was documenting is inhabited. It means you have to deal with people. And it's also about locations and time. Locations, for example, we had to travel through different places of Burkina Faso that couldn't be, particularly indicated by Google Map, But something special that was not part of it, that I knew about it, is like the country, Burkina Faso, is going through terror attack. And we have to take under account that we're exposed because of Iwan, Myself, I can simply melt within the people, you will not discover who I am, But then Iwan with a big camera, a big equipment, and going through a country that is like subject of terrorism was a big challenge.
I asked Sonja Haller and Pascal Broen, these couple of designers, they make fantastic work and they're good friends. I asked them to work with me on an idea, on a concept, how to translate these sort of extreme contrast, the inside, the outside, these harsh contrast you have there on the African continent, how to translate it in print in a book for this annual report. And we came up with this idea to print basically half the book on black paper to kind of mimic these interior spaces. And some of the photographs, like, you can hardly see at first when you open the book. Slowly, when your eyes adapt, when you start to move the page, when the light starts to hit the page, the image starts to come out. And we kind of created this printing technique where we first printed layers of white, layers of silver, and then on top of that kind of built up the color and built up the light onto black paper to create that feeling that you're really in these kind of incredibly dark spaces inside. Versus like the other chapters, which are the exterior places, which are printed beautifully on white paper, full gloss.
Now, looking to Iwan's work, or let's say looking him at work is so astonishing. You see him, how he tried to, as a sculpture, to model and focus and try to capture light or architecture is so great for me. Even knowing him for a long time, it was a great experience just to go alongside with him through this journey. To go through Burkina Faso and report on vernacular light, on vernacular architecture was great. It helped me to really revisit, you know, that kind of architecture, that kind of structure that is part of a backbone of my architecture. It was great, and it means a lot to me because it allowed you to really share this knowledge with a broader audience.
Yeah, this was a wonderful opportunity to visit these places which I feel in a way are disappearing also very quickly. This annual report was a great reason to revisit a number of these places and document them, and a wonderful trip with Frances, who of course intimately know these places, grew up in them, and could show me all the ins and outs and how these spaces work and how they still make sense in kind of today's society.